Listen, before you scroll, before you move on to the next thing, stop for a moment and breathe, because this moment right now is not an accident. God has brought you here on purpose, and your entire life could change because of what you are about to hear. There is a reason your heart feels heavy, there is a reason you feel tired of pretending everything is okay, there is a reason you keep searching for something more. And that reason is Jesus calling you into a new life, a life where you don't have to carry the weight of your pain alone, a life where your past does not control your future, a life where joy is real and peace stays even when storms come, because Jesus is not just a story, not just a religion, not just a name you hear in church. He is the Savior of your soul, the healer of your wounds, the one who loves you more deeply than anyone ever could, and today He is looking at you and saying, I know everything you've been through, every fear, every tear, every mistake, and I still want you, I still choose you, because God doesn't love you based on your perfection, He loves you because of His compassion, and maybe you feel broken, like your heart has been shattered into pieces so small they could never be put back together, but Jesus is the master of restoration. He can take the pieces and make something even more beautiful than before. Maybe you are carrying guilt that nobody sees, regret that keeps you awake at night, fear that freezes you inside. Jesus knows all of it and says, come to me, because He doesn't push broken people away, He welcomes them close, and in His hands your weaknesses become strength, your wounds become testimonies, and your failures become a story of grace. And you might think you have gone too far or messed up too much, but Jesus is telling you right now, you are never too lost for me to find, never too dirty for me to clean, never too broken for me to heal. And if you are listening to this with a heart that's hurting, please know this, the pain you feel is not the end of your story. Jesus is ready to write a new chapter. Jesus is ready to rewrite your identity. Jesus is ready to break every chain, lift every burden and breathe new life into your soul, and all you have to do is say, yes Jesus, I need you, because the second you call His name, darkness loses power, chains begin to crack, hope begins to rise, and your life begins to change from the inside out. Don't run anymore, don't hide anymore, don't pretend anymore. Jesus is here. Jesus is calling, Jesus is ready to transform your life today, and this moment is the beginning of a miracle you will never forget. You know, many people wake up every day carrying battles nobody sees, smiling on the outside while breaking on the inside, pretending to be strong because the world expects them to be, but Jesus sees the truth behind your eyes, He hears the silent cries of your heart. He knows the nights you couldn't sleep because your mind was full of worry and fear, and He knows how many times you wanted to give up but didn't, because something deep inside you kept whispering, hold on a little longer, and that whisper was God giving you strength even when you didn't realize it. If your heart feels empty, Jesus can fill it. If your soul feels tired, Jesus can renew it. If you feel lost, Jesus can guide you home, because He didn't come to create religion, He came to give relationship, a real connection where you can talk to Him like a friend and trust Him like a father. And maybe you feel like nobody understands you, nobody sees you, nobody truly cares, but Jesus does. He saw you on the days you thought you were invisible, He cared when people forgot, He comforted you when you quietly cried in the night, and He kept you alive because He has a purpose ahead that is bigger than the pain behind you. Every struggle you've faced has been shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you, because where God is taking you, the old version of you cannot go, the fear-filled version of you cannot stay, the broken version of you cannot continue. God is preparing a new identity for you, one built on confidence, courage, and Christ's love, and the enemy knows how powerful you are when you walk with Jesus. That's why he attacks you with fear, That's why he reminds you of your past, that's why he tries to make you feel worthless. But the devil is a liar, and every time he tells you that you are nothing, God is saying you are chosen. Every time he says you are weak, God is saying you are strong. Every time he says there is no hope for you, God is saying he has a future and a plan for your life. Your past may explain you, but it does not define you. Jesus defines you, and he calls you beloved, forgiven, redeemed, and valuable. So stop letting guilt write your story. Stop letting fear control your steps. Stop letting people decide your worth. Jesus already decided it when he died on the cross for you. If love had a name, that name would be Jesus. If hope had a heartbeat, it would beat inside his grace. And if purpose had a voice, it would speak through his word saying, "You were created for more than this pain." So don't settle for survival when Jesus created you for victory. Don't settle for darkness when Jesus called you into light. Don't settle for shame when Jesus offers you freedom, because the moment you choose him, everything begins to change. Your heart starts healing, your direction shifts, and your future opens up with possibilities that were once impossible. Jesus is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is waiting for you to be willing. Just willing to let him in, willing to trust, willing to believe that the best is not behind you, it's ahead. And if you keep walking with Jesus, you will look back one day and realize that every valley led you to a mountain, every tear watered a blessing, and every battle made you stronger for the victory that is coming. Right now, Jesus is reaching into the deepest part of your heart, the part that you don't show to anyone, the part where your secrets, fears, and insecurities hide, and he is saying, I want all of you, not just the parts you think are good enough, because his love is not limited to the clean and polished parts of your life. His love runs straight into the mess, the brokenness, the confusion, the questions, the anger, the trauma, the disappointments, the very places you think disqualify you are the same places where Jesus plans to reveal his greatest glory. And it doesn't matter how far you've run, how many mistakes you've made, how many times you fell into the same sin again, because every time you fell, Jesus was there saying, I can lift you up. Every time you felt too ashamed to pray, he whispered, I still love you. Every time people walked away, he said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And that promise is unshakable. He knows your worst, and yet he offers you his best. He sees your flaws, and yet he calls you chosen. He hears your doubts, and yet he invites you to believe again. And that is the kind of love that changes a life forever, not love that demands perfection, but love that builds redemption. Many people think they must fix themselves before coming to Jesus. But the truth is Jesus is the one who does the fixing. He is the one who heals wounds you've carried since childhood. He is the one who removes the chains you've gotten used to wearing. He is the one who takes the addictions that once controlled you and turns them into testimonies of freedom. And he is the one who takes the lies in your mind and replaces them with truth so powerful that fear loses its voice. When you give your life to Jesus, your spirit wakes up, your heart learns what real peace feels like, your mind discovers thoughts of hope instead of panic, and your soul finally rests because it has found home. And if you're listening to this right now feeling like you are too broken to be healed, remember this: Jesus specializes in impossible cases. He is the God of resurrection, and he can bring life to what you thought was dead. Your joy, your dreams, your purpose, your identity. The enemy wants you stuck in guilt, stuck in fear, stuck in sin. But Jesus wants you free, bold, and alive, because he knows who you really are, a warrior in the making, a miracle in progress, a world changer being refined through fire. So today, Jesus is knocking gently at the door of your heart. Ask